Tomorrow now, they've already orchestrated this same plan to tell our brothers and sisters in the north that Peter Obi has said that it is a religious war, and they are going to say it in most of the mosques. Some of them are already being paid to do this. And I said to my brothers in the north, please, please, and please, look very deeply. I feel pain as a Muslim if my religion will be used to blackmail me. If my religion will be
It's now a good news that Wole, Olenukpeku, SAN, and his team have finally agreed that 25% is required in FCT. But the new argument they are making is that you need 25% of 2/3 votes cast in the FCT. One thing that Olenukpeku thinks is that he thinks he can turn our constitution upside down. Well, we are here to remind him that English is not hard, and let him go and recheck the constitution. Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be disqualified and nothing will happen. We have gotten threats, numerous threats from different background, where people are now threatening the judiciary and threatening the Labour Party not to remove Bola Ahmed Tinubu from the seat. I wonder the threat. But let's look at this beautiful picture, because this picture is a picture with, should I call it a picture with 1,000 words or 1,000,000 words? Now, for the fact that Olenukpeku SAN has now agreed that 25% is needed, but is now arguing that 2/3 of the vote cast is needed. Thereby, it means that Peter Obi would have gotten not 25%, but he would have gotten 60% of the vote. Funny how people wake up and they would think that they want to change the constitution in their favor. It is quoted, and I say, ignorance of the constitution is not an excuse. Everybody have access to the constitution. You can go to the bar association, they will give you the constitution, you will read it every day and know the difference between slapping somebody, fighting somebody, doing this thing. All these things are in the constitution. And when they take you to court, you will not be happy. Now let's look at this image. Collation. This is collation. This is what the judge should be looking at. Verified with IREV. If yes, they didn't verify with IREV, but if no, result in IREV. If yes, compare result with IREV and hard copy. If no, invalidate result. They did not compare. Most of the results were not compared with the result in the IREV. They were not compared. The hard copy were not compared. We saw that they purposely switched off the presidential IREV. They purposely switched off the presidential IREV. And others were busy running. The senatorial seat and the rest of them were busy running. And they are telling us that it's a glitch. Now, if yes, significant discrepancies. If no, affirm result. If yes, invalidate result. Are you getting me? So this is an image with thousands and thousands of words. We should understand that the first quote states that FCT Abuja is never a state, while section 134(2)b mandated 25% in FCT. So this is in the constitution. Section 134(3)b removed FCT Abuja from the majority of the highest number of states. Yet in section 134(b) it brought back FCT Abuja. This tells you the intention of the drafters, and that is very big. That is very big. So we must understand these things in a very confidential way. Abuja is not mentioned as per presidential election runoff. If you look at the constitution, you will know that Abuja is never a state. Now let me take you back to memory lane. Remember when we were in primary school, they will say read 36 states and capital. 36 states and capital. You hear Abia, Umahia, Anambra, Oka, Akwa Ibom, Uyo, all those things. They say 36 states and capital. This has been from the days of our nursery and primary school. So even though they try to argue it the way they want to argue it, Abuja is not a state. Abuja is not a state. So whatever the bullying, whatever the threat that is happening, Tinubu will be disqualified and nothing will happen. Heavens will not fall. People will not die that Tinubu was disqualified. That is very, very simple. He would be disqualified, of course, and nothing will happen. So if eventually that he's pained, he should go to court. Peter Obi was removed, even though he's the one that won the election. He believed in the constitution. He went to court. So if they disqualify Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he should go to court. Causing problem in the soil of Nigeria will be very dangerous. Taking people's life because of the refuse to swear you in as a president will be dangerous. And I hope the constitution will follow it up. This is not the time of where politicians will do something, people that were voted into power, and you begin to burn down people's shops, begin to destroy people's cars and all that. No, we ought to be very careful this time around. Now, from the look of things, Tinubu's lawyers said FCT, or initially said that FCT Abuja is the 37th state of Nigeria. Between every month states go to share federal allocation. FFAC at Abuja every month they go to share federal allocation. Every month they forget that FCT Abuja is a state, and that area councils are local governments. So you see, federal allocation is being, this is another point. They also fail to tell you about section 1343B, where FCT Abuja is not even mentioned as per presidential election runoff. So with this their crookedness, they are trying to, so you see, there is always an allocation, monthly allocation, that is being shared to the people every month, to every state, and it's only 30 states that collect that federal allocation. You can't turn FCT where the president is staying. The president is the governor of Abuja. So if Abuja is a state, then he should have a governor. We should stop telling ourselves lies because we want the constitution to favor us. I love what Peter Obi's councils are doing. They're doing well, and honestly, they should be applauded. They should be given their flowers. They deserve more than they deserving. The only man that would have started chaos, that would have started war in Nigeria, said nobody should protest. People came out with different discouragement. Let's do it now. Let's do it now. You want the court to turn it against him. You don't spoil, because everything is not all about being emotional. It's not all about being emotional. It's all about being strategic. They said Peter Obi cried in the court, or wherever he cried, that he's a weak man. Okay. Now that the strong man is in power, how far? Let's continue to deceive ourselves. But I pray, and I pray fervently well, that Peter Obi wins this court case. Because most of you that clap for Bola Ahmed Tinubu should be ready to cry more. Thanks for supporting the Future News. Peace.